Assalamu alaikum. I'm just going to record this. We're going to give a few minutes for everyone to join. Give a few minutes for people to join. Screen recorder's on. Inshallah, everyone can hear me. Also, hold on a minute. Let me you. So you can still see me, inshallah. Put on sat nav on sat nav. Put my sat nav on. That goes there. Yup. Directions. Okay. Drink some coffee. Just waiting for people to join, inshallah. I'm gonna start driving, let people join. Oh my god, I'm gonna clip the thing. Oh, that's okay, we're okay. So while I'm driving, I said the miles give a talk while driving. So I'm not in Liverpool at the moment. I'm actually on the way to Bradford. Gonna go and visit the Olive Mount. Go and see Sheikh Ibrahim. I think if anyone's on right now, I don't really know. Not quite sure. But it says estimated time probably take me an hour to get there. But give a chance for people to join in. Keep me company while I'm driving. Oops, it is. Which way do I go? Okay, I know where I'm going. So I'm gonna start talking this. I'm recording this anyway, so this will go upload. It'll upload straight away. Just forget the 3 minutes in, don't waste your time watching.
In 50 yards, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto Winnick Road, A49.
Okay.
Exit the roundabout onto Winnick Road.
So no one's joined up to now. It says no one's joined. I can't tell if someone joined or not. But I don't know, maybe I can only see subscribers. I can't see actually people watching. We're gonna start talking and give it another couple of more minutes. 5 minutes in, we'll start talking. Let me find out where I'm going.
Continue on Winnick Road for half a mile.
So I'm in Warrington now. I'd stopped over to get I went to get a coffee, but the coffee was closed. So I got what you call Aldi coffee, which is pretty okay.
In a quarter of a mile, at Stump Cross, take the third exit onto the M62 slip road to Manchester, Birmingham.
Like I said, 5 minutes into the video, I'm going to start talking, inshallah. Give it another 1 minute and a bit. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. I don't even know where I'm going. Sat nav's not even talking. Oh, well, we'll go this way, yalla. See where we go. What's this way?
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road. In a quarter of a mile, at Winnick Park roundabout, take the third exit onto Winnick Link Road, A49.
Class, okay, let's start the topic. I think I've took the wrong turn again. I'm going around in circles in Warrington. The people who know me, they know I'm not very good at directions. Do you know what I mean? Say turn left. If you tell me to turn left, I'll turn right. No sense of direction. So what I do is I just give up and just go with the flow and see where I go. I think that's the best thing. Now that's linked to what the topic I'm going to talk about today. Right now, actually. We talk about the story of so we mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf, and we mentioned the beginning, the people of the cave, the youth of the cave. We didn't go into much detail about that. That's not important now. That's not the lesson that we need to be
Exit
learning.
the roundabout onto Winnick Link Road. Continue on Winnick Link Road for 1 mile. Continue on Winnick Park roundabout for 200 yards.
Okay.
In a quarter of a mile, at Stump Cross, take the first exit onto the M62 slip road
Okay.
to Manchester, Birmingham.
I think we're going the right way now. I think we're going the right way. So it reminds me of that story in the Quran. You see, Musa alayhi salam, he's in Surah Al-Kahf, and I think it's the fourth main story. Okay, because there's many secrets in the Quran itself, but there's quite a few secrets contained in that in Surah Al-Kahf. Okay, one of the main stories, the main themes, is the difference between what you call it,
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road.
the person who follows
In a
Sharia,
quarter of a mile, merge onto M62.
between the person who follows Sharia and then the person who follows his heart and can, you know, can understand the hidayah that he's getting. There's a difference, you see. So you've got people of the book. They're like people of knowledge in that. Okay? So best way to describe it is like this.
Continue on M62 for 10 miles.
And she keeps on interrupting as I'm driving. So 10 miles on this road. I better get on the road. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So, but that's cars not that fast. I'm not getting that far. So okay. So what? The story is with Al-Kahf, and it's a story about Musa alayhi salam and Khidr alayhi salam. There's a lot. I think the majority opinion is that the person that's spoken about in the Quran is Khidr. Okay. Anyway, so there's a person that Musa alayhi salam is meant to meet, and so if you go, try to get some background to the story itself. Musa alayhi salam, he got to the point where he started to think that, like, he was the most knowledgeable person on the earth, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had blessed him with knowledge. Allah had blessed him with hidayah. Allah had also made him a messenger. He made him a messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Also, he gave him his own book. He had the Torah. You know what I mean? So that's Musa alayhi salam. We already know the status of Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam is the most mentioned prophet in the Quran, which is interesting, because if you think about it, you'd think that Muhammad Rasulullah would be the most mentioned prophet by name. I'm talking about by name, but no, it's Musa alayhi salam, and then I think secondly is probably Ibrahim, and then third is Isa alayhi salam, and then it's the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But I think probably Zakaria is probably mentioned more than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's interesting, because the Quran is a book that's revealed to the Messenger of Allah, but it doesn't mention him directly much in it. It mentions other prophets. In fact, it mentions Musa alayhi salam more. Now, there's an opinion about that, which we're not going to talk about it now. This will be in a future one. It's an interesting thing. It's something to reflect on. Why is it that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, he doesn't mention the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by his name? Why does he mention Musa like so many times? He mentions Isa alayhi salam so many times. SubhanAllah, he mentions Maryam. There's a whole chapter of the Quran mentioned Maryam. Subhanallah, you know what I mean? Even Fir'aun's probably mentioned more in the Quran. So that's something to think about and reflect. But anyway, the story of, so the title of this talk or this subject or whatever It's the scholar and the wali of Allah, the friend of Allah. So it's important to realize what this means. Now, we're not talking about Musa alayhi salam. I'm not saying here that it's Musa alayhi salam, it's a scholar that I'm talking about. Because Musa alayhi salam, he's the wali of Allah. We know he's a friend of Allah. He's beloved of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But this actual part of this section of the Quran, where it talks about interaction, how the Prophet Musa alayhi salam was interacting, was dealing with Khidr alayhi salam. It's interesting. I'll tell you why it's interesting. So let's talk about what happens first. So in the Quran, Musa alayhi salam has to go and find a person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told him is more knowledgeable than him. So Musa's thinking, I'm the best, I'm the prophet, like I'm the best guy, no one's better than me. That's the thing, that kind of way. And I don't mean that, I don't disrespectful kind of way. That's how it happened, you know what I mean? And the hikmah, it happened for a reason, because it's a lesson for us to learn. So Musa sets off with his saving boy. I can't even see, the windows are misty. If I put it on too high, it gets too hot, I'm falling asleep. Let me put that on like that. Windscreen wipers are working. Okay. So you've got Musa sets out. He sets out with his little saving boy. And obviously they pack stuff for the journey. As they're going, oh my god, the lane's closed, this road's closed. So as they're setting off, right, they travel for a long period of time. Sorry it's dark, but there's no light in the motorway. The bloody government's robbing money from the people, but it's not putting bloody lights in the motorway. Anyway, so what happens is, as they're traveling, they stop at a particular point and they rest and that. And I'm not sure if they eat or not. But then they get up again. But as they're getting up to go, Musa goes ahead and he tells the saving boy to pack up and follow him. So the saving boy, as he's packing up, they have this fish that they brought with them that meant to eat. But then what happens is, like, obviously, like a miracle happens. The fish comes to life, or it bounces up, and it bounces, and it goes to the sea, starts swimming away. So the saving boy, obviously, is a bit okay, fine. They travel past that point where they stopped. I think it was a place by a rock, by the way. They stopped by this rock by a sea or by the river or whatever. So next thing, they travel for a while, and then Musa says, okay, we'll rest and stop. He says to the ghulam, the saving boy, he says to me, ghulam, come on, let's eat. They'll bring out the fish. So the ghulam, the boy, saving boy, he tells Musa, said, look, what you call it? I forgot the son is shaitan. The boy is saying that shaitan made him forget. This is important. Why? Because sometimes when you forget something, sometimes it's the shaitan that makes you forget. Shaitan will make you forget things that are important to you, that's going to get you closer to Allah, that's going to benefit you. Just remember that when you're forgetting something, then realize that whatever it is that you're forgetting is very important. So just try to remember it and try not to forget it, or get other people to help you. Everyone should help each other. If someone forgets, the other person should remind them. Example of that is dhikr. Sometimes the person forgets to do dhikr. So Allah, you want to be like being surrounded by other believers or people who do dhikr. It's going to encourage you to do dhikr. So now you've got these idiots, Wahhabi, Salafi governments, whatever they call them, the Saudis and that. They say stuff like, oh, haram to do gatherings of dhikr. It's haram to sit and go, La ilaha illallah, subhanallah. Well, here's the thing, in the Quran we're told to we're told to, in the hadith for Rasulullah, he goes, people call you Majnoon, you remember, do dhikr of Allah, until the people start to call you crazy. You know what I mean? And I think if you keep sitting there, you do dhikr, remember Allah, eventually people are going to start to think, you say, oh, this guy's mad, he's off his head, he's crazy. Okay? So now carry on. What are we going to talk about now? So Musa says to the boy, come on, let's eat. Let's sit down, have a break and eat. The saving boy goes, oh, the shaitan made me forget. Nasani shaitan. It's in the Quran mentioned, yeah? But guess what now? Musa turns around to the boy and he says to him, that's what I wanted to see. That's the sign I'm looking for. We need to go back. So they backtrack. They go back to the point where they sat down previously and where the ship, the fish, the samak, it got up and jumped into the sea and swam away. So when they backtrace, they go back. What happens? They go back to that place, and guess who they find? They find, when they go back to the place, they find standing on a rock. They find the person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Musa to look for, to seek. Now there's another important lesson here that's mentioned that we can learn. Do you know what it is? That you're meant to go and seek knowledge. See, Musa alayhi salam, although he was a Rasul, although he's a Nabi, although he's a messenger, although he's a Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, guess what? Even he had to go, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to go and find someone that he can learn of, that knows something. He knows this, he knows the ilm. This other person had the knowledge and ilm that Musa did not have. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted Musa to know what that was, and to understand it, to learn it, to benefit from it. Okay? So this is to improve Musa alayhi salam. So here's the thing to understand. If a messenger can improve himself, if a Nabi can still improve himself, then who are we not to improve ourselves? We should make an effort to improve ourselves, to develop ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We're nowhere near the messengers. We're nowhere near the Anbiya. We're nowhere near the awliya. So who will to improve ourselves? If Musa had to go and seek knowledge, and it's compulsory. طالب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمة yeah? That the compulsory to seek knowledge. To seek knowledge is compulsory on every what you call it? Every believer, and every male or female. Okay, so now what? The interesting part of the story.
In Tiles, at junction 12, use the left 2 lanes to take the M60 exit to Leeds, Bolton.
So now, guess what happens now? So Musa backtraces, they go back, they turn around, they go back again. They go to the point where the fish jumped into the sea, where the Samak run away from them. And guess what? When they get there, guess who they find? They find standing on top of a rock. In one narration says, they find he's stopping and standing on top of a rock. In another narration, they find at the point where the fish swam into the sea or by the sea, they find this person. And the dominant opinion about who this person is Khidr alayhi salam. Now Khidr alayhi salam, who he is? He's a wali of Allah. He's a person that is granted a long life. In one opinion, one narration, it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with a long life because he was what? He was good to his parents. He was good to his mother and good to his father. That he took care of his mother, took care of his father. And because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored him, made him a wali of Allah, and granted him a long life. Not only that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him a knowledge, a ilm, that nobody else gained by studying in a madrasa or studying in Azhar University. This is a knowledge you cannot gain by reading books. Okay? There's a knowledge, Zahir knowledge, it's an outward knowledge. Okay? But then there's the batin knowledge, there's the inner knowledge, there's the hidden knowledge. This one, you have to purify your heart and you have to work hard. You're going to see me, inshallah. Let there be lights. Here we go.
In a quarter
now
of
you
a
can see me.
mile, at junction 12, use the left 2 lanes to take the M60 exit to Leeds, Bolton.
I think this is my exit. So what happened then is what? Khidr alayhi salam. So some say it's Khidr. So we're gonna say it's Khidr. Allah knows who it is. Only Allah knows who it is. There are opinions who it is. It's not mentioned. He's not mentioned directly in the Quran that it's Khidr alayhi salam. But we do know that he's somebody that is there, and he's meant what? He's meant to teach Musa alayhi salam. Okay. So what happens now? So when they go and then they meet, Assalamu alaikum, hello, my name is Ben. Hello Ben, Salam Ben. How are you? You good? Wait, I need to focus on the exits. Where's Leeds? Oh dear, where am I? Okay, I'm on the right path. I haven't got my glasses, I can't see the sign. I'm travelling on the way to Bradford. How are you doing, Ben? You good? Are you driving? Yeah, but I've got hands free and whatever. I'm driving, yeah. With the phones attached to thingy so I can talk and that. No, it's not illegal activity. I can't get, the police are not going to pull me over or anything. But I'm drinking coffee as well. Oh, then I'm trying to not get hit by the car now. There we go. I'm okay, thanks. Please be careful. Yeah, I'll be careful, inshallah. Where are you from, Ben? I'm driving slowly. I'm in my dad's car. I can't even drive that fast anyway. It only goes, I can only get up to 60 miles an hour. You show coffee in yeah. No, I'm not. It's not DUI. I'm not drunk driving. Technically, I'm drinking and driving, but it's coffee. It's not. It's nothing else. So you're from Liverpool? Do I know you? Then do I know you? Have we met before? Okay, how did we connect then? How did we get connected then? It's interesting. You follow? I've been ordered by my boss to watch you and make sure you don't do anything silly. That's good. Who's your boss? Wait, are you getting paid to watch me? This is interesting. I don't even get paid. I'm not getting paid to do this. I'm doing this for free. Okay, Ben. Carry on talking, okay? You can ask anything you want. So now, we're talking here about that. We're talking about... Now the scholar, it's interesting. Generally in life, your connection's really bad. I see you're roughly on the Mona. Yeah. Some parts of UK, as you're driving on the motorway, the internet's bad. But I'm recording it anyway, so I'll look bad. You still can hear the full recording later when it's uploaded. So don't worry about it. Anything you miss, you can catch up on it. Very nice. Good. Anyway, I can tell you where I am. I've already put it. Where am I? No, you're going to know my sat-nav. You're going to hear my sat-nav's going to tell you where I am anyway. It's going to take direction. So anyone who wants to come and join me, they can join me. You're welcome. So anyway, here's the main story. Now Musa alayhi salam, he goes to he goes back and he finds this person. And this person, Allah sent this person. This person is a friend of Allah. But there's something special about him. What's the special thing? The special thing about him is that he's connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this world, right? From the Quran, it says, we know this. In this world, you have people who believe and who follow, and they can see the signs. They know the signs and they can see the signs. Right? But then you've got people who, they can't see the signs. And they're too busy trying to read in between the lines. Do you know what I mean? See, if you truly ask Allah to guide you, and you're sincere, and you open your heart, then obviously you're going to Allah's going to guide you. But here's the thing, guidance gets sent to everybody. Allah guides everybody, but it's us, we're us. We either accept the guidance or we refuse it. So what's going on? The live reset. I don't know what's going on here. I'm getting pussy on the motorway. A lot of drivers trying to hit me, and van nearly hit me. So anyway, so now Musa alayhi salam, he finds this person. Let's call him Khidr, makes it easier because I can't call it a person. We'll assume that Khidr alayhi salam, it's a wali of Allah. We'll call him wali of Allah, a friend of Allah. So then they start talking. Now here's the interesting thing. Whenever you go to learn or study with a teacher, you have to talk with them first, and you have to understand each other. Because in the beginning, when they start talking, when Musa is talking with the wali of Allah, the person that Allah sent to teach him, they talk about terms of the condition. Do you get me? So what does that mean? So Musa says he wants to learn. He wants to learn with this person. But this person, he already knows. And how does he know? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts it in his heart. He just knows. He knows that Musa is not going to have the patience to to be patient and to just accept what's going on. So it'll make sense now as we talk about the rest of the story. It'll make sense. So basically, they have like a little, negotiation, and the wali of Allah, he's refusing. He goes, listen, no, you're not gonna be able to accept or see what you see. You know what I mean? The things that I do, the way I act, the actions that I make, and that, the way I interact with people, you're not gonna understand it. You're not gonna accept it. You don't have the patience for it. But Musa alayhi salam was here. Put your wipers on. No, my wipers are on. The back ones. I'll put the back one on you. The back ones are on. So look, Musa alayhi salam, what happens then? Musa says, oh come on, he says to him, obviously not like a scouser, but he says it in the Quran, it's mentioned in the Quran. He says it, basically he has to give him a chance. So then they agree. So Musa basically says, and if I question you and whatever.
In a quarter of a mile, keep on M62.
Okay, I've got to stay right. I'm gonna let this car pass me now. You know the problem when you're driving like a crappy car, everybody wants to race you.
M62 for 4 miles.
You on the 60? Yeah. That's what the girl said. I'm following a woman. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Okay, here's one. There's the hadith that says if a man and a woman are by themselves at the third of Ishban. So I'm here with bloody Google female voice here. But where's the shaitan? He's not in the car with me, is he? No, the shaitan's in the mosque. Anyway, don't race, bro. You will make a show of them. Don't what? Ah, yeah. Alhamdulillah. Thing is, you know what? I would race. The problem is I don't want to waste my petrol. I'll pay my petrol. Limited on cash at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to do my own pocket. So my plan is last 10 days of Ramadan, I'll plan to go like out of the country, go abroad. Go Romania, France, go Spain. You know what I mean? See how far I get. And if I manage to get to Mecca, I'll go there then, I'll go and start the war. Hopefully the Mahdi will come out at that time. Can't be asked waiting. What are we waiting for? I don't get it. Why are we waiting? What, people have got time to go down to London to protest, to go to that Rishi Sunak friggin', what is it, bloody trophy ears. Huh? It's got the World Cup ears. It's like a trophy his head, with his big ears. Huh? They go all the way down. As going, oh yeah, stop Israel, blah blah blah. Lad, as everyone jumped on an airplane and went to Israel to stop the friggin' war, innit? No. But they're all there, social media, stand with pro-Palestine, it's prostitute Palestine. Prostitute. You go in there, you're begging your pimp, Rishi and the government, and saying, oh yeah, please, don't hit them, don't kill them. That's what a prostitute says to the pimp. You know when a prostitute falls in love with their clients, the pimp comes and starts beating the shit out of the clients, innit? That's exactly what we're doing. We're going down to London and we're saying, oh, Rishi Sunak is our pimp. You go and ask him. Who are you asking? Ask Allah. You should ask Allah. You should make dua. Ask Allah. And after you make dua, you take action. The believer, Wallah al-Azim, no believer goes the word protest. To protest, it's a stupid word completely. I protest. Who gives it? When there was one war, when the Rasul was a Sahaba, and the Sahaba, they start shouting loud. They start shouting, they're shouting like, raising their voices and that. They're shouting to Allah. They're going, Allahu Akbar, and they're shouting out, getting happy and that. What does Rasul say? He says to them, what are they doing? He says to them, look, Allah's not deaf. Allah's not deaf, He can hear you. Why are you shouting? That's proof that protesting, to go and protest, you're going to ask in the government. Huh? They're the ones who are supplying the war, who are pushing the war, promoting the war. Do you know what I mean? It's a big con. Look how messed up. And this is the British government and the American government and all governments all over the world. It's not just British government, it's not American government. Every single government, it's the same shit. It's just the same shit again and again and again. What did they do? Huh? First of all, right, what they do is they get taxes, they rob the people. So the working class, the people, the believers, they keep them distracted. They go, listen, yeah, you know, you have to go and earn a living because in your religion it says you gotta go and earn a living. You gotta be a good little Muslim, good little Christian, good little Jewish person, yeah. You have to go there, and Allah, your God says that you have to earn, you know, charity.
In a quarter of a
is for your
mile,
family
keep right
and
to
close
stay on
you,
M62.
You know what I mean? You have to go and provide. You're a shepherd, and you have to look after your sheep. That's what it says. Okay. Now here's an interesting thing, right? We're too busy looking after our sheep with us. If we're too busy and the government's keeping distracted and they're taking taxes and we're making jobs 9 till 5. 9
Keep
till
right
7,
to stay on M62.
24/7. When are we going to have time to go and we haven't got time to hear the cries of the people in Palestine, the cries of the people in Yemen, the cries of the people of Somalia. We're not going to hear none of this. And anyone who talks up, everyone goes, oh, no, akhi, no, akhi, you're going to die. Oh, no, be careful. You know what happened? Look at Malcolm X. Look at Nelson Mandela. You know what I mean? Look at what happened to Muhammad Ali. When they speak the truth, you know, mashallah, they're men, and it's true, and we should support them. But at the end of the day, listen, Allah says that you got to provide for your family. But guess what? We got screwed. How did we get screwed over? We got screwed over because here's the thing: while we're busy trying to protect our families, and we're letting the families in Palestine getting killed and destroyed, we're letting the people in the children and the women in Yemen, they're getting killed. We're letting in China, the Muslims in China, they were getting killed. Burmese, they're getting killed. You go to Africa, Muslims, they're getting killed. You go to Sri Lanka, Muslims, they're getting killed. Everywhere you go, Muslims are getting killed. The innocent people are getting killed. Do you know what I mean? What are people doing? No, we're too busy. We watch Jazeera. We show our support by watching Jazeera. We pay our TV license. That TV license, it sponsors pedophiles. Most of the BBC pedophiles. Jimmy Savile pedophile. Do you know what I mean? And what do we do? We're busy paying our TV license like a good little British citizen. We're busy paying our council taxes. What are we paying for? We're paying our taxes. Oh yeah, look at me. Well, I'm paying towards my pension. I worked 50 years. And then when you get your pension, what happens? Guess what? They tax you on your pension. I was in a car today. I give a lift to an elder. He's one of my dad's friends. And guess what? He's not a Muslim. He's a Christian man. And guess what he said? He told me. He said, listen, I'm getting now taxed more than the person who never paid taxes. So the person who's been dole on his life and now he's got a pension, he's getting more than me. I was working and I've got a private pension. Because of a private pension, I have to pay more. Do you get me? So that's what happened. And even my dad's same thing. My dad goes, oh my God, you know what? I'm getting ripped off here. Why did I work, get a pension than private pension? You know what I mean? To get ripped off. I'll go and speak, go and talk to the elders of the community. Our problem is we're disconnected. We're disconnected as a community. We do not know what's going on with the elders. We don't know how the elders in our community are suffering. These are our grandparents, our grandfathers, our grandmothers. Doesn't matter if it's your brother or not. You can't say, oh, my grandmother died, my grandfather. No, you know what I mean? Every single elder is your grandmother, your grandfather. Huh? Doesn't matter if they're Somali, so what? Doesn't matter if it's Somali, if it's Yemeni, if it's Pakistani, if it's Afghani. It does not matter. End of the day, we're all the same. We're all Bani Adam. We're all human beings. We're all believers. I'm talking about the believers here. Okay? So we're disconnected from the elders and we're disconnected from the children. Do you know a condition of being a believer? And look at this. Wow. Where's our taxes going? There's no shitty lights on the motorway. Absolutely look, no lights in the motorway. I'm driving in the dark. What the hell's going on? Where's the tax money going? No, it's going to bloody, what you call it, the sex change for the MPs and the prime ministers and stuff like that. Rishi Sunak spending it on his Botox, on his what is it, Brazilian butt lift? The friggin' big ears idiot. So anyway, okay. So this is what happens now. While they're distracting us, they've sold us a lie. Remember they say, oh, come to England. Oh, the generation, you know what? The generation that came to this country, they were sold a lie. They were told, come here, you can live a life of freedom. You know what I mean? You can have this, you can have that. We'll give you, you know what? You can work, you can buy your own land on your own, and then you can buy your own house, and you can do what you want. You're free. You're a free man. No, that's a load of bullshit. Do you know what happened then? What happens then is what? They came over, they got strict, they said, here, you want a business? Okay, I'll go into that business. So they give them shops. And it's sad, like as Yemenis, we all jumped into shops. None of the Yemenis thought, let's wait a minute. How about we get into parliaments? How about we get in positions where we can control the country? No. Instead of going to the top to control, they ran to the bottom to pick up the shit. You know what I mean? That's what we are. We were slaves. We came into slavery. And they were clever. Think about it. It's like, we'll give their fathers freedom to come in. And by doing that, we'll enslave their children and every generation after it. Look at us all now. Anyone whose dad was got a shop, now what? We're now what, citizens of Britain, British citizens. What the hell does that mean? It means that now we have to pay taxes. Now we have to be good little British citizens, British values, all that bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's the lies that we're being sold. It's all lies that we're being sold. Do you know what I mean? We're paying them. We're paying for the police. And the police, they do this with anyone who's a shopkeeper, anyone at shops, especially like Yemenis. I know this happened. Okay? We phoned the police. You won't come until 2 days later. What the hell are we paying for the police for? Huh? We pay for the council tax, but they don't fix the roads. Huh? They don't fix the light. Look, I'm driving, there's no lights. What's the point of the government and the council if they're not making that, they're not doing the job? They're not providing the service. So isn't that means what? That means they commit some fraud. So the government should be held accountable. They should be said, look, there's a constitution here. There's government laws. Okay, you have to follow these laws. You need to do your job. But you're not doing your job. Why aren't you doing your job? Do you know what I mean? Why aren't the police doing their job? I see the police what you call it, a lot of the time the police, they're wasting their time doing silly little things. Like today, I see a policeman. It's a police car, 2 police officers, they're standing there together and they've got like a little, the speed gun, and they're hiding around on the corner on the Ullet Road, which is in Liverpool by Sefton Park. And they're standing there and he's thinking, what the hell, what's the point of that? Do you know what I mean? There's all kinds of crimes going on. There's crimes going on, there's criminal activity happening in the mosques. There's criminal activity happening in this Liverpool City Council. No, but they're too busy catching the people who are working, paying the taxes. Lad, I'm paying for your job. I'm paying your wage. Why are you trying to tax me? You know what I mean? I'm paying you to go and arrest those bastards. That's what you need to do. You see what I mean? This is the issue that we've got. We're paying for the police and the police is screwing us. We're paying the government and the government's screwing us. We're paying for the Prime Minister and he's screwing us. Do you want to hear another thing? What I heard today? I heard today that after Theresa May, there was another woman Prime Minister. This is what a British citizen. He's been working all this. You know what? I'll bring him on. I'll do his interview. Because you're probably thinking that I'm lying. I learned this off him. I always, when I talk to him, he always tells me interesting. He knows British history and stuff like that. He said to me, and I didn't know this. I was shocked because I thought, how did I not know this? So what happened is you got what you call it. He told me that there was a Prime Minister that came after Theresa May. Theresa May. She's the one that danced like a monkey and it went viral and it's all memes. That's what she's known for as a Prime Minister. She didn't do anything beneficial. After that, there was another Prime Minister. He said I need a podcast. I don't know how to start. I'm new to all this podcasting and all this. I've only been 5 days reconnected my YouTube channel here. And I've been like 5 days as well on TikTok. Well, mashallah, showing like a good response. People are listening. Obviously, I don't know how to use half of the stuff. What's this? Salam, brother. Give our salams to Sheikh. Yeah, inshallah, when I get there, I'll ask his permission if he lets us, what you call it, I'll let him, if he was willing to talk, to do a talk. You know what I mean? I'll go and get it on the channel, inshallah. My Sheikh Ibrahim can boost my ratings, go on. Let me overtake the lorry. That's a big ass lorry, that one. Anyway, okay. So here's the interesting thing. What happens then? So now, right, they basically tricked us into going into mental prison. Mental prison how? We're trapped in like it's like Groundhog Day. We're repeating the day again and again. We go to sleep, we get up nice and early, we go to work, we work 2/3 of the day, we go back home, yeah, we sit down, spend 5 seconds with the family, but then we've got no patience for the family, so we give everyone devices. So Shaitan's got our kids, each one in the room, our wives are busy on TikTok, Instagram, huh? And us, we're busy on Netflix watching our shows. Do you know what I mean? But there's loads of best shows on Netflix, I'll tell you that. There are some good shows, subhanAllah. Yeah, but anyway, it's not the point. The point is, we're like Jabal, we're on the hamster. We're like the hamster in the cage. We're running. But we're not going nowhere. But we think we're getting somewhere. We're not. And the next thing, now and again, you know what? You know what it is? It's to basically, it's like they're shoving it in our faces. They're showing us how, like, you know what it is? We're like men who can't have babies, who can't get a woman pregnant. That's what we are. We're like, I forgot what the word is now, because I'm driving, I'm on a high, and I'm racing cars here right now. Let's hope the police don't catch me. If they can catch me. Hold on. I'm gonna take this one. Woo! So, right now, we're impotent. We, as men, we're impotent as believers. Okay? We're not able to be Rijal. We're not able to be men. Lad, how can we watch children, many children, getting slaughtered, getting killed? These bastards, right? These dogs. And I'm not going to say Israelis. Not all Israelis are bad. There are Israelis out there who are believers and they're against it. They've actually argued and they're arguing with the government and they're fighting with the government. And you can see them, they're on TikTok and say, look, we're against the war. We don't agree. We think it's wrong. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking about those bastards, the ones who are killing. And I'm not going to call them Israelis. I'm going to call them not enemies of Allah. So there's enemies of Allah. And guaranteed, I bet you, they're not Israelis. They're not Israelis, no. You know who they are? They are Dajjal's army. They're Shayateen. That's what they are. Don't call them Israelis. Do you know what I mean? Guaranteed, they're not Israeli people. That's what I personally believe. They're devils in disguise. They're not human. Now they're there killing. And they're shoving it in our face. They're killing people, you know why? And they're saying to us, what are you going to do about it? Like, I just saw this morning after, at Tahajjud time, was that Tahajjud time? And somebody sent me a Facebook, and on Facebook they sent me a video. And it's this, I think it was a woman, a Turkish woman. She's a news reporter. And they shove a gun toward her face and they push her away. Do you know why they push her away? They push her away. And in the background, guess what? You've got all these, it looks like kids and men and women, families, they're all lined up. They're all lined up, and guess what? These shayateen, these dirty bastards, right? These like devils, what are they doing? They shot dead those people, the families and stuff like that. And this woman news reporter, she's sitting there filming. Know what pissed me off about that? I hate news reporters. I hate news reporters. How can you stand there and film that? Then you go and make money and you make a living on that and you become a famous reporter. Do you know what I mean? That's blood money. You're making blood money. These news reporters, that's what they are. And you know what? Don't watch the news. I'll tell you why. I remember once I was speaking with I asked a question to my sheikh. And this sheikh was, which sheikh was it? I think it was Sheikh Siraj actually. Or it might be Sheikh Kamaluddin. He's from Pakistan. And he used to be in America. So I asked, he goes, should we be watching the news? No, who was? It was Sheikh Khalid Abdul Sattar from America. Guess what? I asked him that question. I said, should we watch the news? Guess what he said? He said, we should not watch the news if we're not going to do it, if we're not going to act upon it. What does that mean? If you're watching the news and you see oppression, it becomes compulsory on you as a believer to act and to do something. So if I'm watching on the news, I'm seeing kids getting killed. If I'm able as a believer, if I have the resources, I have the strength, I have the health, if I have the ability to go and to stop it, I should go and stop it. I should go and help. You know what I mean? I should go and protect those innocent children. Do you know what I mean? I should fight and defend those people. That's the believer. But no, if you can't, if you have the resources, you're financially able, you're physically capable, you're mentally stable. If you've got all these and you're not doing nothing about it, what's your reason? Is it because you're comfortable at home, your own family? Your wife made the bed too comfortable. You know what I mean? The pillow is nice and comfortable. Mashallah, we just broke, everyone's broke their fast. Now everyone's sitting back, relaxing, digesting the food that they've ate. And now when they hear about what's going on, oh, turn off the news. I can't stomach it now. I've just finished eating. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Is this what it's come to? Huh? Ramadan, it's meant to get you closer to Allah. If you're doing your Ramadan properly, if you're doing the Sawm the way it's meant to be, then you should be, your aim from Ramadan is to get taqwa. This Ramadan, try to get taqwa. That should be your aim. Don't wait till next Ramadan. Don't wait till the next Ramadan to get taqwa, to get that connection with Allah. You know what I mean? Get your connection to Allah, get it now. If you don't get it now, there's no guarantee you're going to live to the next Ramadan. How can you guarantee you're going to make it to the next Ramadan? Don't say, oh, in the next few years, I'll become a believer, I'll become a Muslim. You know what, one day, wallahi, one day. That's a hypocrite statement. That's a munafiq statement right there. How can you say, wallahi, one day? You had to say, wallahi, al-yawm. You say, wallahi, today. And if you're not going to make your move today, not even today, the Sahaba, they would what? They would make, if they make an intention, they'd act upon it in that moment. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I'm by Huddersfield now, by the way. Anyone swimming by Huddersfield? So look, the Sahaba, they made the intention. They didn't speak, they did. Do you know what I mean? That's what we should be like. I make my intention, I do the action. Don't make the intention, then start talking about it. If you make an intention, you start talking about it, guess what? There's something wrong with your intention. Your intention is not sincere. Your intention is defective. It's faulty. You get what I'm trying to say? Your intention is wrong. Go back, correct your intention. Wallahi, if your intention is sincere, you will act straight away. You won't even say, oh, I'll give you an example. You sit down, food in front of you. You make an intention, you're going to eat. Do you say, hey everybody, hello, look, I'm going to eat now, and then you start eating? No. You pick up the food, start eating. You grab your chicken, you grab your samosas, you grab whatever it is. If you're Yemeni, you grab your asid. You know what I mean? If you're whatever from Africa, it's your fufu, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? Any parts in the world, whatever it is. If your intention is, if you intend to do something, the action happens straight after it. Only the hypocrites talk. And I'll give you the example of that. Okay? In Surah Al-Baqarah, when it said, that's a Scouser way of saying it, Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, in Surah Al-Baqarah, right? You've got you got the Musa Islam, when he asked the people, what did he say to them? He says to them to go and get the lamb or the cow or whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know, whatever you translate it. Brain's not working at the moment fully. So then he asked them to go and sacrifice what? A lamb, whatever it was. And what did they say? They start to ask questions. So they say, oh, what kind of lamb? Big or small? What colour? Male or female? They start asking question after question after question. What are they doing there? See, Allah already mentioned the characteristic. He already describes the way that the munafiqeen, the hypocrites act. Do you know what the hypocrites do? They talk, they don't act. Hypocrites will talk but not act. So they're saying, yeah, no, we're going to obey Allah. And they try to sugarcoat it. What did they say then? They say, yeah, no. We're going to do what Allah said. No problem, Musa. So they say, yeah, they say we want to make the best possible sacrifice. We want to get the best lamb. You know what I mean? You want a golden, you want a platinum one, you know, cow that's like, you know what I mean? Made covered in pearls, covered in diamonds. So Musa goes on, he asks Allah and he comes back, oh, Allah said this. Then they send him back again. Allah say, oh, ask. Is every time they asked, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made it more difficult for them to do it. At the beginning it was simple. Just go and grab any, sacrifice it. But then they had to find a lamb that was yellowy gold, and it had to be this, and it had to be that. Like, where are you going to find that kind of, you're not going to find it, doesn't exist. Do you know what I mean? So what they did was, they dug their own grave. Another example in the Quran, and I think it's in Surah At-Tawbah or Surah Al-Anfal. And if you read it, you should read, you know what? You should read those surahs a lot. They're amazing. There's a lot of secrets. SubhanAllah, the whole Quran, there's loads of secrets. If you sit and you make your intention, you say to Allah, you ask Allah to guide, you ask Allah to shine the nur into your heart, you ask Allah to see with the eyes of the believer. Okay? It says that I forgot what it's called now. When I remember, I'll say it. Believer, you see, the believer, al-mu'min, he doesn't see, it's not like everyone else. He doesn't see human eyes. Obviously, he can see like we, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them a special sight, and that sight, he can see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hidden messages. He can see Allah's signs everywhere. Now, here's the thing. People are going to say, oh, I'm crazy, I'm talking crap, or what kind of madness is this? Some people say, A'udhu Billah, this is shirk. And any knobhead who's recording this part, go ahead and record it. You can shove it up your ass, I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean? End of the day, that's what happens. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gives the believer, oh, faras al-mu'min, that's it. It's farasat al-mu'min. Faras al-mu'min, it's this inner sight. This sight, inner sight, it's illuminated sight. It's the gaze of the friend of Allah. It's nadrat al-awliya. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he shows his beloved. He shows the people who are connected to him. Allah shows these people, these select individuals, he lets them see the world in a different way. What does that mean? I'll give you an example. Things, well, they can
2 miles at junction 26, the M606 exit to Bradford Airport.
Near Bradford anyway. So look at this, the believer, yeah. Why is that guy flashing me? What the hell? Okay, so look, the farasat al-mu'min, you got to be careful of that hindsight, that sense. Some people call it a seventh sense. I've got 1.4 miles. And then I'm heading off, cutting off then to Bradford, alhamdulillah. So look at this right here. What was it saying now? Yeah. So the farasat al-mu'min, that sight of the believer, okay? So the believer, he sees this world. So he sees a signpost saying turn left. That's in this world. But also he sees that, and it's telling him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling him what he needs to do as well. And I know this is part of me doing these videos. I'm going to prove to you what I'm saying is true. Because no one believes a person who talks. People only believe what they see with their eyes. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. It's all about haqq al-yaqeen. Haqq al-yaqeen. Haqq al-yaqeen is to see things, to see the truth. You know what I mean? When you see it with your own eyes, you're going to believe it. See it to believe it. That's what it's all about. So guys, I'm going to cut off now because I don't want to lose where I am. I'm going to carry on, inshallah. If I manage to carry on again, it'll probably be in an hour from now. It all depends like what happens if I catch Sheikh Ibrahim or not. Okay, take Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.